Hey y'all, my name is Rzepecki. I'm from Austin, Texas. I found PrimeDriven through a Facebook ad and started entering a couple months ago. I believe it was an EVO that got me. Big, four-cylinder turbo all-wheel drive guy. Grew up building a lot of 463Ts. Always fell in love with Subarus. Daily drove a 2021 WRX currently. So mostly EVOs and Subarus is really what drew me in. Obviously here for the Stagey 260 RS and a lot of the fun cars, but I really start to lean towards all-wheel drive turbo Japanese from the early 2000s. It's sort of what I grew up with, the cars that made me fall in love with cars, and PrimeDriven was giving away a ton of them. I entered for this specific giveaway because it reminded me a lot of Richard Hammond's rebuild of his Martine Racing race car that he had essentially shipped off to have fully rebuilt. The more I looked at it, I really fell in love with like the livery and the build out, and just kind of a nod to like the era past of what cars were. But for PrimeDriven specifically, it was really more to do with real odds, posted odds that didn't have any weird multipliers, and the fact that they're giving away real enthusiast cars built by enthusiasts for enthusiasts. It's not your twin turbo Lamborghini Huracan with 10,000x multipliers last day. That just it felt approachable and realistic instead of more like the lottery. I fell in love with cars from a pretty early age. There's a street in Milwaukee, which is where I'm from, called Highway 100. And Highway 100 is kind of a notorious street racing and cruising street. It's about 5 miles long. U-turns have been prohibited at every single point since the 70s. My mom used to cruise Highway 100 in her banana yellow Cutlass Supreme. And I lived on 104th Street. So when we were kids, we'd walk down to the burger shop and we'd watch all the fast cars fly by. And from there, it just kind of spiraled and spiraled and spiraled. And by the time I was 16 years old, we were building cars to go race and get tickets and be pretty stupid on Highway 100. So it all kind of stemmed from me and my two brothers wandering down there and seeing which cool cars we could see. From there, it's an addiction. It just keeps building. You keep falling more and more in love with it. And they have their own souls. They have their machines with a real soul. You feel that. Getting the text was pretty unbelievable. I was actually touring a hotel. I'm a chef by trade. My company, we're doing a big F&B operation and a new hotel build. And so not only was I touring it, but I have this new guy on with me who's training for his next very serious role in the company as well. And as we're walking through and getting the whole rundown of all of these big business food and bev operations of this undertaking we're doing, I looked at my phone and I saw the text and I just went, and I completely froze. And Evan, my new guy in training, I think he thought I was having a heart attack. He whipped around as fast as I could, like, what? And I was like, I just want a car. And so it's myself and him and the engineer for the entire building were the people around me. And so somebody that I just met, as well as somebody who's now been training with me, and both of their reactions were priceless. It was just, you want a car? And they're like, that never happens. That's not real. Nobody actually does that. And so it was really surreal. I had to wait about 45 minutes to finish this tour before I was able to jump on the phone call. And so by then I think it had sunk in at least a little bit, and I was able to talk to Eric and have a lot of fun. I've been sending some texts back and forth. Every time I got the VIP text of like, hey, your shirt's on the way, or your mug, or whatever it was, I would just send, or it would say your order. And I would just send back like, oh my God, thank you so much for sending it in the EVO or the Subaru or the Stagey or whatever I had entered in. And so I was kind of clowning back and forth with them for a bit. And so Eric brought that up where he was like, this is the guy you've been asking to ship the EVO with your shirt or the Subaru with your shirt, like you actually won this time. And so that was really surreal. I've got sort of 2 or 3 victory laps in mind for this car. So myself and my buddy, we both grew up, building EVOs, building 4G63T swapped cars, grew up big in like the DSM world. We both live down here now together. He just bought a GR Corolla not only 2 weeks ago. So the moment it gets here, we're gonna take both those out and just go rip through the hill country outside of Austin. So that's 1. 2 will be, I live about 20 minutes from Circuit of the Americas and I do track days. And with the livery on the car currently, it almost feels like it's lending to that track day. And so I'll take my wife out to Coda and we'll rip it around the track, and she'll probably be screaming in the passenger seat as she hasn't ever been in anything putting out as much as this is. So really looking forward to that. And then third, there was another winner, I believe his name was Danny, a couple months back, who won a blue Hawkeye STI. And so I plan on reaching out to him. I'd love to get together with him so we can go for some cruises, get some shots of the cars together. I think it'd be really cool having his super clean Hawkeye and the full livery WRC blob aisle together, and doing some hard driving and then doing some cool shots. To anyone who's currently entering PrimeDriven, keep your hopes up. You never know when that call is going to be you. It's legit, it's real, the odds are very real. I'm a testament to that, and so many winners before are a testament to that. I even had my wife, the fifth shirt or sixth shirt or a mug or whatever that showed up, and she's like, "Baby, you're keeping their lights on. Like, you may never win." And I was like, "Well, I may," and inevitably I did. So, if it can happen to me, it can also happen to you. And when it does, it's pretty amazing. I want to give a big shout out to PrimeDriven. Obviously, they deserve the most thanks. They're bringing together a bunch of really cool car communities, right? In a very, open way. They'll have a Corvette or an STI. They really kind of try to source cars for everybody. You can see that in the giveaways. And I think that is a little bit more of what the modern day car scene needs, is that it's all inclusive. And then outside of that, I want to say thank you to my wife for wearing some tuner shirts around the house, and being happy that I'm drinking coffee out of my Subaru mug, as well as now understanding that I have to clean out that entire side of the garage for our new car. But overall, yeah, huge shout out to PrimeDriven for what they're doing, and kind of the culture they're bringing to it. And then lastly, I want to give a shout out to a lot of the previous winners, interacting with the posts, commenting on the posts, giving congratulations, a lot of things like that. It really shows up a little bit as a community there. And it also really helps the visibility of PrimeDriven and showing the legitimacy to new people that want to enter. When those people are posting on things and congratulating, or welcome to the circle, welcome to the winner, like, it really brings the legitimacy home as a new person who kind of joined this a couple months ago. Seeing a lot of those comments, I was like, this is the real deal, because you never know in this day and age. There's tons of scams, there's tons of BS out there, but I think that the community and the constant engagement that they provided PrimeDriven really showed that legitimacy. And hopefully I can be a testament of that too.